Night draped itself over Ile Ife like a mourning cloth. The drums that once sang of victory now sleep in silence, and even the wind speaks only in whispers. I am Oluorogbo, son of Queen Moremi Ajasoro, heir to her courage, and tomorrow, her depth. Outside, the priest called to the goddess Esimirin, the river whose patience has thinned. They say my mother's vow must be fulfilled, that a promise made to a god is not a feather to be carried by the wind. But how does one measure a promise against the heartbeat of a child? When I was a child, she told me tales of the gods, how the world of men and spirits are two rivers, sometimes flowing apart, sometimes colliding until neither can tell where one begins or ends. But the story that made her a legend did not begin in laughter. It began in fire. They came wrapped in raffia and fear, spirits. The elders called them, men whose faces were lost behind masks, whose cruelty burned through our villages like plague. The people bowed before them, but my mother, the queen who would not bow, rose instead. That night, a queen became what even gods must respect, a woman unafraid. She walked among them as shadow, a captive, a spy, a heartbeat hidden in plain sight. For many months she waited until one night a mask slipped and she saw the truth. Not spirits, but men. Men clothed in deceit, fed by the fear of others. She ran through storm and darkness, the forest clawing at her feet. And when the river called her name, she answered. The same river that once took her vow now carried her home. When she returned, she carried fire, not in her hands, but in her truth. That day, courage unmasked fear, and the gods watched as mortals reclaimed their destiny. The people sang her name, Moremi Ajasoro, the mother who delivered her people. But beneath her smile, the river whispered again, for promises do not die, they wait. And my mother, the lioness of our land, wept like a child. The prize was not gold, it was me. That night, I saw her break. The queen was gone. Only the mother remained. Her silence was a battlefield, and she was losing every fight. I do not hate her. A child of the river cannot curse the rain that bathed him. When morning came, the drums returned, not for war, but for offering, and I walked between their echoes, carrying no fear, only her name. Tell her she kept her promise, but so did I. The river rose, gentle as a mother's hand, and in its cold embrace, I found peace. The goddess had her due, the queen had her word, and I became her echo. They say the river calmed that day, that its waters ran clear for 7 nights. And when the children of Ife ask of the woman, whose courage burned brighter than fire, tell them what I have told you, that she faced spirits with no fear, that she broke illusion with truth, that her love for her people was greater than her love for herself, and that I, her son, became the final verse of her song. The gods took my body, but they left behind her story, and that, my people, is how legends are born.